All right, everyone, welcome to our market update. My name is Vinnie.
I'm Jared. Hi, everybody.
There we go, Jared. And before we get going, before Jared tells us all the good stuff that's happening with interest rates, the clicker below is going to give you an idea of what's been going on with the market. Again, more inventory on the market. That's a quick synopsis out there. But how are rates looking right now?
Well, they've been jumping up and down. Conventional loan, 30-year fixed, 5.5%. FHA and VA, they're jumping right around to 5%, 5.125%. And jumbo loans are at 5%, possibly a little lower, maybe 4.75, depending. So,
what's the jumbo loan limit in San Diego County?
What are we at? Good question. I always forget.
But it's in the 800s,
well,
right?
It's anything above. So jumbo loan is anything above 647,200. It can be a jumbo loan. So.
Okay. So I mean, that's most of the properties in San Diego County are going to be above that, unless you're looking at condos, things like that. Prices have trickled down a tad bit. If you watch kind of one of the past market updates, you'll see that. But so it sounds like for a lot of you out there that are looking at purchase, you're probably talking about interest rates somewhere in the high fours. That's definitely, and you can buy down the rate too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people are looking into that right now. That seems to be very common is a buy down, hoping that for a couple of years you've paid a little bit to get the lower rate, and that break even period could be 2 years out. And if rates do swing down, there's always the option of refinancing. But to pay a little bit up front to keep your payments low is a great option.
Are there any new programs since we've last had you on that have kind of popped out?
Nothing new on my end. Every day some stuff comes out. Different non-QM programs on non-qualified mortgages. Different ways to get qualified if you don't have steady income or there's not a lot of claim taxes. I mean, I think everybody has heard of them, but bank statement programs are big right now. A lot of self-employed people. ITIN, if you don't have a social security number, you can still get a mortgage. ITIN loans, they require a bit more down, but it's just, if you've saved up enough, you have options out there. So there's a program for everybody, I would say.
Yeah. So, I mean, something I love saying, if there's a will, there's a way. It's just a matter of finding the right person that's going to guide you to wherever you want to get to. And mind you, some people might not have all the information, right? So even if you get rejected by one person, right, you need a second opinion, right? Let's say you have a lender you're talking to and they say that you can't qualify. Well, give Jared a call. What does it hurt to give Jared a call for a second opinion? See what kind of options that he might have available. Same thing with basically a realtor. If one realtor says that, hey, I can't find you any properties that fit the criteria you're looking for, talk to another realtor. I mean, and sometimes it's not even about basically they can't find you they're looking for, what you're looking for. It's also they're not asking the right questions and making you aware of what's even possible, right? Yeah. So being aware of that kind of stuff could be a huge, huge, huge help.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's always worth the ask, go somewhere else and ask, get a second opinion. It's never going to hurt to do that. If you get told the same answer, then you're more confident about that answer. But if you find out that there's a way to do it, or in your instance, you find a property that they weren't thinking about, maybe it's slightly out of what they were looking for, or you just found a seller who was motivated to sell. I mean, there's a way to do it, and it's always worth a second opinion.
And something that was brought to my attention with one of the people that I coach. Yes, I have a real estate team, but also do coaching for real estate agents. But something that was brought up was the idea about looking, once you actually get into escrow, looking at the HOA docs and looking at like the reserves and what's lined up for that community, right? So being aware of that, looking at how they project out what repairs are going to be required for that community, right? And if there's no reserves there might be a future assessment that comes about, or they might have to raise the HOA amount in the future. So just because the HOA amount is lower today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be lower tomorrow. If you're looking at two condos, you really kind of want to assess, okay, what do the reserves look like? how do the files, what do they project on the community and things like that. So when you're looking at the properties. But anyways, that was the tip for the day. I want to help you guys win some money, and you know how we do it. We do it through question.
My favorite time.
Jared's so good at it, right? So your chance to win, all you gotta do is text below myself or Jared for your chance to win $50. Really simple, really easy. We're gonna give you an example with the answer from last time, and we're gonna see how Jared does relative to you. So play along. All right, Jared. How much is the least expensive detached property sell in Mira Mesa so far this year? Least expensive detached property in Mira Mesa so far this year. Mira Mesa, middle, basically middle, north of North Park, you know, that kind of community, kind of middle of San Diego County, I guess, a little bit maybe north of middle of San Diego County. So, all right, what are you thinking, Jared?
I'm going to go 303,000.
715.
What?
Detached. Okay, remember you gotta say detached.
Hey, I mean, look, there's no like 2-bedroom houses available they'll get going. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, maybe things might have changed since the last time we had it. Also, too, this is all the stuff that's been on the MLS, so maybe something sold off market. But in Mira Mesa, 715 is the number. Okay, well,
you can usually do good doubling what I say, probably.
Jared was basically double off. Let's see how he does with this one. This is your chance right here. This is the chance for you to win. All you got to do is text below myself or Jared for your chance to win. So how much of the most expensive detached properties sell in Bonita so far this year? Most expensive.
I'm going 1.67 million.
1.67 million. Right. So are you going to go with Jared, or are you going to do what he says to double it?
Higher.
Or you're going to triple it, whatever you might do. But all you got to do is text below for your chance to win. And here's that question one more time. How much is the most expensive detached property sell in Bonita? So Bonita is more on the south side of San Diego County. If you're not familiar with it, kind of in that Chula Vista ballpark area right there, south of the 94, north of the 905. So that's kind of the ballpark of where everything sits right there. But yeah, Bonita. What's the most expensive in Bonita to sell so far this year? All right, Jared. What are some last nuggets that you want to kind of throw out there to our listeners? Stuff to be aware of, things to think about as we're getting to the end of the year.
Yeah, just constantly monitor rates, check in with your lenders, check in with your real estate agents. We're moving, prices are moving every day, rates are moving every day. Just be active in it. Don't give up. You know, the market's a bit crazy right now, but keep going at it and just keep getting more information as you go and stay in it. That's pretty much it.
I mean, just because, again, it goes back to the original topic. Just because you heard it from one person doesn't mean it's fully fact. If you're watching us right now and you're in Atlanta, Georgia, the stuff that we're talking about is probably not going to fully relate to what you're dealing with over there. You know, some of the stuff that we talk about, the legal stuff that we talk about, are generalities more so for California, Southern California. Now, ballpark ideas, right? More generalities might help you out, but be aware where you're getting the information is going to drastically change time frames. I mean, when I had clients that come and, I mean, Jared, you do strictly California or other states too?
A few other states, yeah, Texas, Arizona, Tennessee. So
okay,
moving to the east too.
So some other states, right? When people talk about, okay, well, escrow times. I know I've had it a couple of times with different lenders that are helping my clients in Southern California, and they'll say, oh, okay, so we're gonna do what, a 60-day escrow, or we're gonna do a 45-day escrow, and I'm like, we're seeing a lot of 21-day escrows, and even sometimes 18-day escrows. I mean, so if we could, at the minimum, okay, let's do 30 days, but be aware of that when you're talking to the lender. Also for closing costs, I mean, something that varies to state of what the projections are for different closing costs. I mean, what's the lowest and highest that you see in other states?
Oh, I mean, Texas property taxes are significant. So if you're rolling those into the closing costs, you're seeing some astronomical numbers compared to what you're used to here. We ended up, our first time doing a loan out there, we were crediting a bunch of that, we were making it a flat fee cost for something. and we got hit with what the actual numbers were and pretty much gave away the farm on one. So we learned big time that the numbers are different in every state. So make sure you're aware of what's going on there, because we learned that the hard way for sure.
You know what we're gonna learn the hard way?